He opened, owned, operated, and sold an assisted living facility. It's Dr. Robert King, founder of Assisted Living University, with more than 1,000 students.
Now you're saying, you know what, hold up, I want to change to it. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Robert King, owner of Harmony Homes, a residential assisted living facility, and founder of ALU, Assisted Living University. And today in the operations section, welcome back, we're getting into the residence mix. What does that mean? Residence mix simply means watching and being careful of the residents that you bring in and their need. A large part of this is, we talked before, is understanding the need of your residents and your caregivers. Make sure you're not overwhelming your caregivers. Make sure you're not dumping so many residents in one house that has such great need that it becomes a problem. So let me break down the residence mix. Look to create a 60-40 formula. 60-40, what I mean by that? 60% of your residents, so if you got 8 residents, 5 or 6 of them, should be limited mobility assistance. In other words, 60% of the people in your house should have limited mobility assistance. They should have a need for limited mobility assistance, meaning that they pretty much, you got 5 or 6 residents that can pretty much kind of get around on their own with limited assistance. They may have a walker, they may even have a wheelchair, but they're able to transfer from the bed to the wheelchair. They're able to go to the bathroom by themselves with limited assistance. They may need some assistance, but they don't need total assistance, just limited assistance. So if you got 8 residents, you try to get 6 of them, 5 to 6 that fit that bill. And then watch this now. When you, and okay, let me slow down. Then the other 40% mobility assistance needed. So you got 60% that need limited mobility assistance, and then 40% that has the need for mobility assistance. So like if you got 8, you maybe have 6 that has limited need, and then you got 2 that has more need, or you got 5 that has limited need, just a little assistance, but then you have 3 that has a lot more assistance. Now, and the reason you do this in your residence mix is because you do not want 8 people that all have limited mobility and they need assistance. You don't want 8 people that need to have your caregiver touch them and help them every day and help them get things done because you're where your caregiver's out. Oh, especially when it comes time for morning wake up. If everybody you waking up has to be helped out of bed, has to be helped to the bathroom, you're going to have 2 caregivers to do that. When in actuality, if you do your residence mix properly, you could have 1 to 8 and really have a very sufficient running home. Are you with me? Are you understand? I'm trying to help you keep your overhead low, but also give quality service. And if you do a 60-40 split and you got 60% that has limited mobility assistant, pretty much like Bill. Bill, when we go by Bill's room, we can go in there. We got Bill and Akeem in the same room. We can go in there and tap on the door. Hey, good morning, guys. It's time for breakfast. Well, Bill can start getting up and start getting himself ready. He needs some assistance, but very limited. We can get Bill to the bathroom. He can go in there, use the bathroom, brush his teeth, but he has limited need for assistance. Now, watch this now. What we do is we split my house up. Pay attention. Most houses have a split floor plan, which meaning you have some bedrooms on one side, common area in the middle, other bedrooms on the other side. That's called a split floor plan. So what we do is we take the residents that has the most less need, the ones that's limited mobility assistance, and we put them all on one side of the house if we can. Why? Because my caregiver can get up in the morning, go to the west side of the house, start knocking on doors, waking people up, and start the process of getting them ready and not have to be there so long because they have limited need for assistance. Then she can walk across the other side of the house and get to the east side of the house, and you may have the 40% over there that needs more assistance. So watch this now. If you do your mix properly, people over here on the west side that has limited need of assistance can pretty much be up and ready for breakfast. And if you got a couple of them, in our case, we have a couple of them that can literally walk themselves out to the breakfast table and be sitting there ready. So that side of the house has limited need for assistance. You with me? The other side has more need for assistance. Try your best to control your mix. Matter of fact, you have total control over your mix. This is called your residence mix. Oh my God, this is some good stuff. Nobody told me this. Nobody taught me this in the beginning. It takes a while to get that residence mix going and getting it proper if you don't plan in advance. Because in the beginning, you're just trying to get some residents in so you can start getting paid. And I understand that. But you got to be careful about your mix.
Are you ready to turn your passion for senior care into a thriving business? Introducing Assisted Living University, the premier course designed to guide you through every step of opening and operating your own successful assisted living facility. Join the team of more than 1,000 students who have transformed their dreams into reality. And if you already own an assisted living facility and want to maximize your occupancy, our Fill My House course is designed specifically for you. Dr. Robert King will share advanced techniques and proven strategies to attract and retain residents and fill your house. Let's create a brighter future for our senior community. Enroll in Assisted Living University and Fill My House today and become part of our growing network of successful assisted living entrepreneurs. Join now.
All right, another point on the residence mix, personality mix. You want to see if these people all jive together. It's only 8 in the house. You want to see if they jive together. What I do, if possible, I would allow a potential resident to come and do a sleepover. Come stay a night. Wake up in the morning, have breakfast with us, spend half the day with us, and then go back home or go back to the rehab or go back to your facility. And then from that time, we decide whether or not we want to keep that person. Listen, now here's how the decision goes. We ask the residents. When that person leaves or while that person there, we find out from the residents. Do you like them? Are they nice? We kind of get a feedback from the residents. Then I get the feedback from the caregiver. And then ultimately at the end of the day, the administrative assistants make the final decision. But it's a decision process because the personality mix got to be there. At one time, before I knew this, I brought somebody in and he just was a grumpy old man. He had one leg, but that's not his problem because he had one leg all his life. He just was a grumpy, mean, 80-year-old man that wouldn't change. He stayed with us about 5 or 6 months. I eventually had to discharge him because he was so mean, so grumpy. He was mean to everybody. People started not wanting to come to the table and eat with him because he was mean, he was negative, complained about everything. So unfortunately, he wasn't good for the mix. I had to discharge him. As a matter of fact, you ain't gonna believe what I'm about to say. I discharged 3 people in 1 month. In 1 month, I gave them all 45-day notices and I discharged 3 people. Why? Because we had the grumpy old man who was mean, and then he had drew this couple, a husband and wife team, into his own little cancerous mix. And that's all they did was sit out in the courtyard and complain, mumble, and grumble. That's all they did. Nothing was good enough. So I handled my legal responsibility, gave them all a 45-day notice, and I made a whole video right here inside of your course that says how to discharge an unhappy resident. Yes, I learned from that. That wasn't easy to do. I got rid of 3 people, all who was paying me $3,000 a month. So $9,000 walked out the door. However, it was replenished in people who was happy to be there. You can't have people who are not happy to be there. And last but not least, your gender and your race. That's important. You gotta be concerned about your mix. I know everybody's equal and all that kind of good stuff, but you got to be concerned about your mix. You're dealing with people who are in their 70s and in their 80s. They grew up in eras of discrimination and things of that nature, and some of that still resides with them. So you're going to have to be very careful in your mix, your gender and your race. You got to be aware of that. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to have an all male house, Hey, you can do it. You want to have an all-female, you can do it. You want to mix and match, you can do it. But you just have to be aware of your gender and your race when it comes to your residence mix. Now, I know that makes sense. I know that blessed you. Oh my God, this course is so good. My Lord, that was real short. The residence mix. That's an awesome little training right there. That'll help you start getting your residents together, getting them in your house, creating your ideal dream team. And let me close with this. Remember, it's their house. You own it, you run it, but your mindset has to be, and theirs too, it's their house, you just visiting. I tell my staff that all the time. This is their house. They live here. You go home after your shift. It's their house. We're just visiting. That makes sense? With that being said, who wants to be living in a house with a cousin or an uncle who always complaining, always crying about something, always mad about something? Who wants to live in that situation every day? I think my residents to enjoy their golden years. And in order to do that, I got to make sure my residence mix is good, and I can't be afraid to discharge somebody if they don't fit our mix. That makes sense? All right, God bless you. Take care. We see you in the next video.